Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to Brock's 101st Convocation ceremonies. Just a quick reminder to please turn off your cell phones so as not to interrupt the event. And I ask that you please remain seated for the graduands as they enter the gymnasium. We'll now watch a brief video prior to starting the ceremony.
This is the moment that defines what happens next. This is the moment you knew what you wanted. And this is the moment you got it. This is the moment you said goodbye. And this is the moment you missed. This is the moment the distance was surprisingly short. And this is the moment the distance was painfully long. This is the moment you opened the door to a new house. And this is the moment it became a home. This is the moment you took some notes. This is the moment you took it all in. This is the moment you fell in love. And this is the moment you fell asleep. This is the moment she told you to take a hike. And this is the moment you did. This is the moment you reached for new heights. And this is the moment you reached new land. This is the moment you learned something new. And this is the moment you had to remember it. This is the moment you were overwhelmed. This is the moment you overachieved. This is the moment you stopped. This is the moment you caught your breath. And this is the moment it was taken away. This is the moment you took the night, and this is the moment you took the stage. This is the moment you say you'll never forget. This is the moment they won't let you. This is the moment you wondered how you would do it. This is the moment you realized why you are here. This is your proudest moment. This is their proudest moment. This is the moment you realize the importance of this moment. And this is the moment that defines what happens next.
I ask that you now please rise at the sounding of the fanfare for the academic and Chancellor's procession to enter the gymnasium.
Please be seated. I declare the 101st Convocation for the conferring of degrees and certificates in session. Chancellor Chichu, President Travis, Senate Chair Henderson, platform guests, graduating students, parents, and friends. Welcome to Brock University's Spring Convocation, a time of celebration for our students, families, and friends. It is my pleasure this afternoon to introduce from the Chancellor's procession, Dr. Shirley Chichu, Chancellor of Brock University, Dr. Tom Travis, Interim Vice Chancellor and President of Brock University, Dr. Thomas Dunk, Interim Provost and Vice President Academic, Dr. Maureen Sabia, this afternoon's honorary degree recipient, Dr. Geoff Mercier, Interim Vice President Research, Dr. Scott Henderson, Mace Bearer and Chair, Brock University Senate. Dr. Greg Finn, Vice Provost and Associate Vice President Academic. Dr. Barry Wright, Interim Dean, Goodman School of Business. Mr. Brian Hutchings, Vice President, Administration. And Dr. Jens Korsen, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies. Joining them on stage are university senators, faculty, staff, and student representatives from across the university. I would ask them to also please stand together and be recognized with their colleagues. Please be seated. I now invite Chancellor Chichu to deliver words of welcome.
Good afternoon. I want to acknowledge the traditional territories of the many nations that I am standing on. I am honored to be part of this ceremony. President Travis, Senator Chair Henderson, trustees and senators, senior administrators, faculty, and staff of Brock University, Maureen Sebe, family and friends of the graduates, and to all the graduates. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this graduation and awards ceremony. A graduation ceremony is one of the most memorable events in our lives because you have come to the end of a long journey. This ceremony tells you and your families that you are now prepared to begin your life to achieve future goals. I want to share the words of others who have inspired me and hope they motivate you. Many authors and poets have had a positive impact on my life. They have changed my views of the world that surrounds me and how I must perform after I have read and reflected on them. I want to share a poem from Oriah Mountain Dreamer, The Invitation. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventures of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if have been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another, to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusations of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithful and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day, and if you can soar your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of a lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and to do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you can still stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. This poem is about honesty and to be kind to yourself and love yourself no matter what. You can forgive and accept your weaknesses and your strengths. We can come together at the deepest level and make change in the world. We can live a powerful and ambitious life by not denying the difficulties we face each day. When you hear people say life is hard, it is true, but life is also beautiful and wonderful. My grandfather told me life and spirit is something we share as human beings. We share it with every animal and every plant, every little thing that lives on this earth. Without this, we have nothing. Sustainability is to take care of the earth. If we can love this land as much as we love our mothers, then we can begin to heal this earth. Miigwech.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this splendid day and this splendid occasion. On behalf of Chancellor Chichu and our Board of Trustees and the University Senate, as well as the faculty and staff of Brock University, who did so much to help lead you to this day, I bid you a warm welcome and offer my hearty congratulations to our newest graduates and your families. Today is a special day in the life of our university. Today, we celebrate endings and beginnings. To our graduates, you've mastered the requirements of your academic programs and survived the challenges of studying for exams and finishing assignments. Admittedly, sometimes at the last minute and after an all-nighter or two, but the important thing is you've done it. I'm sure you feel relieved, and I bet so do your parents, partners, and friends. I know they also feel deep pride in your accomplishments, and so should you. Much lies ahead in the future. New jobs, perhaps more academic study, new experiences, certainly. Your Brock degrees and certificates will position you well for success. The learning, skills, and habits of mind you acquired, the work habits you gained from coping with previously unimagined challenges, all prepare you well to navigate the paths you will follow in the years to come. My only advice about what path to pursue is simple. Find something you love to do, commit yourself to it, and work really hard. Those around you eventually will notice your passion and your efforts, and success, however it is defined in your life, should follow. But whatever the world gives you back, you will surely experience the profound satisfaction that comes from knowing that you gave everything you could and have lived a full life. I assure you that's a crucial component of happiness. Our gathering today is filled with pomp and ceremony. We dress in robes that reflect the modern university's medieval beginnings. Back then, they needed such garments to keep warm. Unlike the wonderful campus we all enjoy at Brock, those ancient study rooms were often pretty drafty. We honor those times, however, to remember where we've come from and to appreciate how far we've journeyed. We also acknowledge and honor the ancestors of the First Nations upon whose traditional lands Brock University today sits, the Anishinaabe and the Haudenosaunee, and welcome all Indigenous people who share in our knowledge community. Each of our graduates will be called to the stage one by one to receive your degrees and our Chancellor's warm greetings. This is a solemn moment. It will also be a moment of joy for all assembled. But even though this is a formal occasion, it shouldn't be stifling. Actually, we want it to be fun. So, please feel free to express your pride and happiness by clapping, whistling, shouting. Some people have brought cowbells that they ring at the appropriate moment. Whatever your traditions prescribe, please feel free to do it. Have a good time. Now, before I close my remarks and we start the rest of our ceremony, let's all get ready for the day by giving Brock's graduating class of 2017 a warm round of applause and congratulations. Thank you.
Madam Chancellor, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our honorary degree recipient, Dr. Maureen Sabia. Ms. Sabia is a true visionary, a transformational leader, and an icon in the Canadian business community. Having grown up right here in St. Catharines in the 1960s, the daughter of a high-profile social activist, Laura Sabia, Maureen had it installed in her from the very beginning that even though it was at that time a man's world, she could and should aspire to anything she wished to achieve. Armed with that belief, Maureen attended law school at the University of Toronto in 1965, a time when she was one of only 3 women in the class. She never looked back. Initially working for the Ontario Securities Commission, she went on to the Assistant Counsel for the Ontario Law Reform Commission. After that, she began her lengthy career in the private sector, first with Canadian Pacific Limited and then with Redpath Industries. She has served on the audit committees and boards and directors for numerous corporations across multiple sectors and served as the Vice Chairman of the Public Accountant Council for the Province of Ontario, as well as the Chairman for Foreign Affairs and International Trade Canada. In addition to that, she has served on the boards or advisory councils here at Brock University, University of Guelph, University of Toronto, Dalhousie University, the Perminder Institute, and the Montreal Economic Institute. She was the founder and first chairman of the Women in Management Research Project at the University of Western Ontario. However, for the last 30 years, she has been most known for her work with the board of Canadian Tire Corporation, one of Canada's most recognized brands. As chairman of the Canadian Tire Board, she has seen the company through expansion, competition, and e-commerce. It is certainly her guidance and stewardship of the Canadian Tire Corporation that has allowed it to maintain its status as a venerable Canadian company. Maureen has been recognized nationally for many accomplishments, including being named one of Canada's 100 most powerful women, being named to the Order of Canada in 2011, and in 2012 being awarded the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal. It is now our privilege to add to that list of honors by presenting Ms. Sabia with an honorary doctorate at today's convocation, a distinction she now shares with her mother, who received the Doctor of Laws from Brock University in 1979. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you Maureen Joanne Sabia to receive at your hands the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Dr. Maureen Sabia, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and grant you all the rights, privileges, and insignia pertaining thereto.
Madam Chancellor, I now take great pleasure in calling Dr. Sabia to deliver the Convocation address.
Madam Chancellor, President Travis, Chairman of Senate, Dr. Wright, I have enjoyed many privileges in my life, and for all of them I'm profoundly grateful. But the honor given to me today by Brock University is special, and my gratitude for and my delight in your selection of me for this great honor is more than I can describe. Thank you. It is especially poignant for me as I grew up in St. Catharines, and I vividly remember discussions around the Sabia dinner table about the concept of a university in St. Catharines when Brock University was still just an idea. But more importantly, it is a special honor for me since I was here when Brock conferred an honorary degree on my mother, Laura. I guess you can go home again. I was quite sure when I left the board of this university that you would be glad to have the opinionated, hard-driving Sabia gone, and that I would never hear from you again. But I was wrong, surprisingly and thankfully. Brock and Canadian Tire Bank and Financial Services have enjoyed a very close relationship over many years, and both the bank and Canadian Tire Financial Services have benefited from having Brock-educated employees. Reciprocally, Brock has benefited from having some of our senior executives on the university's board. The real cause for celebration today is not an honoree. It is the accomplishment of you, the graduates. To all of you, I say this is your day. Enjoy it to the full and take delight in what you have achieved. You have fulfilled a significant dream in your lives, and your parents and others who have supported you on your journey have fulfilled some of their dreams for you. Congratulations to all of you who are graduating today, and congratulations to your families and to your teachers who have both in different ways provided you with the gift of learning. You are the future. Trite, yes, but most assuredly true. It is up to all of you to use your talents and your learning to the very best of your abilities. Don't waste them. You have before you the precious gift of days. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote something that I have always remembered. The days come and go like muffled and veiled figures sent from a distant, friendly party, but they say nothing. And if we do not use the gifts they bring, they carry them as silently away. What I propose to talk about are some of the lessons I have learned as I have navigated my way through business life. The world in which I have worked for over 50 years was a tough one for many reasons, not the least of which was that very few women did what I did when I started out. I've traveled on a long journey, and some of it on unpaved roads. But I'm afraid that the world in which you will work will be even tougher. And perhaps sharing with you something of what I have learned will be of some small help to you as you go about deciding how best to use your gift of days. Just to give you an idea about the dark ages from whence I come, I went to the U of T Law School when there were only 3 women in the entire school. I began to work when it could be said with perfect impunity that I could not join a law firm in which I was interested because the firm's clients might believe they were getting second best because I was a woman. A little later in my career, I was told by a newly arrived CEO that if I were a real woman, I would not want the job I had as general counsel. What I'm going to tell you today is not politically correct in this age of excessive entitlement with its concomitant lack of personal responsibility. But I hope you just might benefit from my experience, because I've learned some very important lessons. If I might digress for a moment, I have to tell you that I have grave concerns about the lack of individual responsibility that seems to be the norm today. There is so much entitlement and so much fuzzy, small L liberal thinking that concepts like self-reliance, taking responsibility for one's choices and actions, and accountability are fast disappearing. Moreover, we are living in a world where political correctness has become a dictatorship, eradicating free speech and the free discussion of ideas, values we have always held dear. Trigger warnings, banning speakers and books, gender-neutral pronouns, cultural appropriation, indeed. We should all grow up. But even worse, political correctness is shaping our society, and not always in a positive or constructive way. Because what it encourages is a society consumed with being offended by something. I have to tell you how discouraging this is to someone who was brought up to stand tall and fight our own battles. We should champion the diversity of ideas, not the dictatorship of the people or groups advancing them. This year is Canada's 150th birthday. I am a proud Canadian, but I think Canada needs to rediscover its brand for the next 150 years. We need to rediscover the unity, the grit, and the determination we demonstrated so heroically at Vimy Ridge 100 years ago. We need to celebrate our unity as Canadians, our pride in being Canadians, and not focus so much on the differences which silo us. To be frank, I am not content to have Canada known as the kindest, gentlest country in the world. My birthday wish for Canada is to be known as the country where great leadership, ambition, hard work, innovation, growth, and individual responsibility make us one of the most prosperous countries in the world, because that is good for all who claim Canada as home. Back to lessons learned. Let me say right now that it does not much matter what your goal is. It is enough that it is your goal and your dream. I have had many goals, some of which I achieved, some of which I did not, but I learned along the way. You are leaving this university having been equipped with some of the tools of your trade, but what you have learned here is a mere foundation on which you have the responsibility to build. The real learning will come from your experiences on the job. But beware, you do not learn simply from experience. You learn from reflecting on that experience. And what you will learn pretty quickly is that it is your judgment, or lack thereof, that will define you. I have learned that nothing should be more important to you than your integrity, nothing more important than your reputation. You must have values, standards, and principles, and you must be committed to them. And you must stand up for them. And sometimes you will have to pay a price for them, because values are not values unless they cost you something. And I'm very sorry to observe that this is no longer fashionable. In today's world, anything goes. Well, not in my book. Just because something is popular or trendy or politically correct does not mean it is right. There is no moral relativism for me, and I have paid the price. But having done so, I have no regrets, because it is more important to me to have held steadfast to my convictions. The future is not a gift. It is an achievement. Success is merely the function of hard work and discipline. It is but the reward of struggle, and you will not succeed if you are not trusted. And to be trusted, you must live and act in accordance with your beliefs and values. You must do what is right, and you must do the right things. I think the secret of Margaret Thatcher's success was her work ethic, her firm beliefs, and her passionate commitment to them. For me, she embodies the essence of leadership. You know, I'll never forget the evening I spent with her in the bar at the Four Seasons in Washington after she had stepped down as Prime Minister, listening to her stories and admiring her very handsome Scotland Yard detail. Another lesson I have learned is not to be misled by those who would tell you to strive for a balanced life. There is no such thing unless mediocrity is your God. Focus on your goals and commit to realizing them, whatever it takes. Because Canadian Tire is a sponsor for the Olympics, I have had the good fortune to meet and talk to many gold medalists. Their message is clear, consistent, and instructive. Develop a passion for what you are doing, be prepared to make the commitment and the difficult choices, and be willing to make sacrifices for your goal. The same message is important for you who are embarking on a business career. Our Canadian gold medalists tell me they have never regretted the sacrifices they made, and neither will you. I learned fairly quickly not to make hard and fast plans for the future. I don't think I ever had a plan. I think that what is important is that you be ready to consider every opportunity that comes your way. Life takes some curious turns, and I've always tried to be ready to take advantage of those turns. Life and careers are not without risk, and you have to be willing to take a few. You have to stretch yourselves. You have to be willing to step up and take on responsibilities that scare you, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. Your mantra must always be, yes, I can. And you may be surprised at the visibility it gives you. And sometimes it doesn't matter whether you succeed or fail, because often taking the risks helps you acquire new skills, and it can open up huge opportunities for you. Don't be afraid to fail. The lessons you will learn are incredibly valuable. Work very hard and never stop learning. And for heaven's sakes, be curious. Curiosity will help you explore and learn, and it keeps you thinking. Be very disciplined in everything you do. Life is a very complicated affair, even more so for women, and discipline is a valuable tool in navigating through the complexities. For me, discipline is my coping mechanism, even though those of you around here who know me will say it is a direct result of my control freak nature. I believe that you should never be afraid to ask why. You should also develop a presence because it helps you stand out. And please build and nurture your network. Your network will evolve and change over time, but it can help you in so many ways. Invest in it. Develop a sense of humor. You'll need it. And ladies, do not take offense at every innuendo. Do not see sexual harassment behind every word and gesture. Reject the victim mentality. And do not hide behind the discrimination label every time you do not succeed. And please do not fall for affirmative action. We are big girls, and we can fight our own battles. And we do not need to depend on the state or agenda-driven organizations to fight our battles for us. Take responsibility for your own choices because you have them. True equality comes from freedom of choice and equality of opportunity, not equality of results. And for heaven's sakes, reject the call for quotas. How demeaning, insulting, and condescending they are. And worse, they will delay the day when the acceptance of women in non-traditional roles is a non-issue. Sharon Sandberg did not need a quota. Neither did Margaret Thatcher or Angela Merkel or Theresa May. Christine Lagarde did not need a quota, and I did not need one. Another lesson is that if you aspire to a leadership role, you need to have a vision. Articulate it clearly, lead by example, motivate, inspire, be a change agent, and play to win. Learn to think big, do not tolerate mediocrity and getting away with the least work. Embrace constructive conflict. Don't shy away from it, because it will give you the information you need to make the right decisions. Learn that consensus is overrated. To me, consensus is the process of abandoning all your beliefs in search of something in which no one believes, but to which no one objects. It is the process of avoiding the very issues that have to be solved, because you cannot get agreement on the way ahead. Aim for respect, not affection. Keep your hearts of gold, but make sure your spines are made of steel. And finally, interrupt the status quo. Make a difference, but never, never stop dreaming dreams and turning those into reality. Heed the words of an old Chinese proverb. Those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. Heed what Robert Kennedy famously said. There are those who look at things the way they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. These are words to live by. I will close with one of my favorite quotes. It comes from Dr. Seuss. His book, On the Places You'll Go, should be required reading for everyone who has a goal, a dream. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done, there are points to be scored, there are games to be won. On you will go though the weather be foul, on you will go though your enemies prowl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed.
Thank you, Dr. Sabia. Will the candidates for various degrees please rise? With the degrees about to be conferred upon you, there comes an expectation that you will continue sincerely in the pursuit of learning and truth, and that as far as in you lies, you will promote the interests and welfare of your university. Do you acknowledge this expectation? Madam Chancellor, as the candidates have acknowledged the responsibilities that accompany their degrees, and as they have successfully completed the courses of study prescribed by Senate, I would ask that you admit them to their several degrees and certificates.
I admit you, and I welcome you to all your degrees and certificates. Please be seated. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Accountancy.
Keisha Badwash, Braden Carter, recipient of the GOODMAN Convocation Award. Hui Cheng, Si Jia Dai. Jia Dong, Jubaya Hossein. Jia Yi Huang, Teng Da Huang. Ying Ying Huang, Junru Huo. Dmitry Konev, recipient of the GOODMAN Convocation Award. Xinrui Li. Yifei Li, Cici Liu. Fallon Lobo, Yingxuan Lu. Kuluwani Fombi Osasana, Stephen Paudino. Harleen Paniser, Chao Zeng. Kai Bo Shen, Manpreet Singh. Ke Tong, Yuan Yuan Wu. Jialin Yang, Wan Rong Zhang. Xue Yan Zhang, Ya Ru Zhao. Ye Jia Zhou.
And we have one that's a Master of Science in Management. It's not on our list. Master of Science in Management.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Science in Management.
Le Meng Chen, Yao Xiao, recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Student Award Management.
Okay, we'll get you. I think that's it, then you're done. I think that's it.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Bachelor of Business Administration honors and a Bachelor of Business Administration.
Mohamed Abu Handra, Andrew Alexandros. Elizabeth Allison, Rudy Abrosio. Sammy Amigor Sammy. Jeffrey Batchley. Ben Baker. Matthew Berry. Lakin Beresford, Leah Bevans, Harleen Bangu, Adam Biancanello, Gurja Buring, Kathleen Blancarn, Nathan Boyanga,
Box Termina.
Nathan Boyanga, James Box Terramina,
Did you say Bobby? Bobby. Just Bobby? Yeah, that's what they go by.
Sheila Bowman, Bobby, Nicholas Burrow,
Yep. Sahil Badwal. Sahil Badwal.
Nicholas Buttaram, with first class standing, Sahil Badwa, Maxwell Butcher, Sarah Carr, Kristen Cascader with first class standing, Sean Chamberlain, Danny Chen, Katie Chanovsky,
Sneak up this way, yeah.
Carlin Carrison Chick, Christopher Choi with first class standing, Alexander Chen, Mitchell Clemens, Brina Kolakovakin, Gabriela Kolasentin, Jordan Como, Brandon Cousins, Robert Craig, Sean Crotty, Melanie Daba, Siobhan Deary, Alicia Demois, Jenna Denemy, Amavir Daliwa, Nicole DiPado, Brian Dizon, Kristen Donturno, Elaine Michelle Duong, Joseph Guido Federici, Nolan Furco, Kevin Finan, Courtney Foltz with first class standing, Jason French. Arjun Garchar, Elisa Gorgelli, Jesse Godfrey, Sean Gordon, Wei Ping Guan, Nicholas Gang, Xiang Rui Guo, Joshua Hall with first class standing. Zaid Hamamia, Dongming Han, Devin Hancock, Colin Hardy. Lindsay Harris with first class standing, Kyle Houston.
How's it going? Good, how are you? I'm good.
Melissa Harrell, Nicholas Yamarino.
Akshay Jain.
Joseph Jacob, Akshay Jain. Yu Ji with first class standing, Cynthia Kama with first class standing. Paul Kemps, Gurneet Kapoor. Manpreet Kaur, Shirley Koo. Jonathan Musu Kim Pupu. Alexander Kozusko.
And
Sinthuja Kayanayagam, Jessica Lau with first class standing. Karen Lau, Mitchell Ledgewood with first class standing. Chunhu Li with first class standing. Jia Li with first class standing. Li Le, Tianyi Li. Jason Liang, Yin Yi Ling. Hai Bo Liu, Xinjie Liu.
Yeah, you can, or Brian Coffey.
Okay.
Brian Coffey.
Sure. I follow. Zijian Liu, Brian Kaifa Low. Danny Lloyd, Charlotte Lucas. David Mangieri. David Mangieri, Sanjivani Manthura. Kaylee McCurdy with first class standing. Greg McDonald. McPherson?
Yeah, McPherson.
Samuel McPherson. Vanessa Medeiros. Jessica Teresa Rose Manchella with first class standing. Recipient of the Distinguished Graduating Student Award, Bachelor of Business Administration. James White Knowledge is Power Award for Finance, Morris Perkins Award, Goodman School Business Book Prize, and Dean's Medal. Trey Mendes. Christian Mingdu. Danielle Marat. Nicholas Mook. Amy Motley with first class standing. Ryan Muir. Ryan Muir. Nadim Muish. Maximum Muriel Kushana, Vic Narula. Cole Nicholson. Cole Nicholson with first class standing. Ankit Palin.
How are you?
Finally.
Yeah, finally, right? Thank you very much.
Russell Palmer, Sheldon Patton. Megan Pereira. Peter. Crystal Peter. Yeah. Okay. Megan Pereira, Crystal Pito. Brooke Polochrome, Monica Polo. Zheng Qing, Mark Rogers. Caitlin Rosa. Yes. Anaruda Royal. Okay. Caitlin Rosell, Anaruda Royal. Karen Deep Sandhu, Dustin Secor.
Is Maria Nelson. And then
Maria Nelson. Yeah. Nelson.
yes.
Maria Nelsie Silva, Sydney Sheridan.
Just Desmond Shumson.
Mei Shan Shi, Desmond Shum. Haya Siddiqui, Colin Simons with the first class standing. Catherine Slatt with the first class standing. Cody Smith. William Snyder. William Snyder with first class standing. Liam Snow. Jonathan Spataro. Yep. Jonathan Spataro. William Spence. Natalia Tuffer. Natalia Tuffer. Jeffrey Tan. Ronnie Tan. Ronnie Tan. Haley Thompson. Brandon Trent.
Yep. Say Kurt Trender.
Brandon Trent. Kurt Trender. Jordan Vermeer. Jordan Vermeer with first class standing. Caitlin Vandenbroek. Mitchell Vandenbroek.
Yep.
Mitchell Vandenwood. Nathan Vertarnian. Aiklin Vikanandam.
Great, thank you.
Quanxi Wan. Shannon Warmington. Dylan Weniger. Connor Wilson. Xue Yu Wu. Ting Xie. Zihao Xie. Hao Xu. Jie Yang. Xin Yu Yang. Yu Kun Yang. Ziqiao Yang. Brandon Yim. Yuji Yoshida with first class standing. Tong Yuan. Sedman Zaman with the first class standing. Cong Liang Zheng with the first class standing. Chao Chu Zhou, Amin Zerkia with the first class standing. Ryan Brown, Kelsey Bruce. Zhe Cao, Anthony Zhang Di. Adam Derkach. Adam Derkach. Christina Maria DeSanto. Yumeng Du, Drew Ferris. Arjun Gill, Anusha Gozar. Jin Xuan Guo, Paige Hutchins. Andrew Huang, Danny Voronkana.
Kozilski.
Joshua Kozilski.
Yep.
Joshua Kozilski, Omika Lee. Cooper Lindsay, James Mambella. Christopher Murphy. Michael. Christopher Murphy, Jessica Nigel. Jerusha Nisi Michael Norris. Timothy O'Brien. Timothy O'Brien. Evere Pruny. Yu Hao Qin. Michael Ramodino.
Rogero.
Yan Huangrui, Michael Rogero. Adam Soder.
Just don't say Patrick. He's not supposed to.
Adam Soligo, Scott Swanson. Kenneth Tam, Brandon Taylor. Daniel Trentadue, Xi Hongying. Tong Yu, Adrian Yun. Patrick Seidel.
Madam Chancellor, whereas certain candidates have successfully completed the course of their studies prescribed by Senate, and they are absent today from this convocation for just cause, I request that you confer upon them the degrees and certificates in absentia.
I admit them to their several degrees and certificates in absentia. Thank you.
The Senate of Brock University has recommended the awarding of a Dean's Medal to the graduate in each faculty with the highest standing in that honors degree. I take great pleasure in inviting Jessica, Teresa, Rose, I want to say it properly, Mercelli, to accept, this is where I'm supposed to have glasses on. Mencella, to accept this award. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the Platform Party, and especially to all of our graduates, their families, and their friends. As a member of the Brock University Alumni Association, and as an alumnus myself, I am pleased to congratulate all of you to receive your degree here today. A couple of years ago, I would have never imagined that I'd actually be in front of all of you here today. I am by nature an introverted person and do not particularly enjoy public speaking. However, in my third year of my undergraduate degree, I lost my best friend. He was 21 years old, and he thought he had his whole life ahead of him. Then, in an instant, he was gone. In that moment, I realized that life is too short to be paralyzed by our fears. Thus, I urge all of you to push past your own self-imposed limits. Know that it's okay to be uncomfortable, because it is when we are uncomfortable that we discover what we're truly capable of as people and as Brock graduates. Today, as Brock alumnus, you join a network of more than 93,000 other alumni who are willing to connect with you, work with you, mentor you, and advocate for you in your personal growth and professional development. So as you start this new chapter in your lives, see yourselves as ambassadors of the university. Share your Brock experience with others, and be sure to share your success with us. The value of your degree is a reflection of the success all of our alumni have in their careers and in their personal lives. So be in touch with us often and be as proud of the university as we are of you. The Alumni Association is honored to welcome you today after the ceremony outside in the alumni tent, so please be sure to drop in. Congratulations, and go and live your lives to the fullest. Thank you.
Well, we promised you a celebration, and I hope you agree we delivered. It's been a great day. Graduates, you've been listening all day as your family and friends have applauded your success to tell you how wonderful you are. In your heart of hearts, though, I hope you know that you wouldn't have gotten here without their encouragement and support. So, before we get to the end of our ceremony, I'd like to ask all of our new graduates and the Platform Party to rise. Please rise. And join me in giving a heartfelt round of applause and cheers to thank the people who helped you reach this special moment in your lives. They truly deserve it. Please be seated. There's somebody else who deserves applause today. Dr. Barry Wright's term as Interim Dean of the Goodman School of Business comes to an end in just a few weeks. Barry has served faithfully and brilliantly as Dean, and we selected him because there was a widespread agreement in the faculty that he had all the leadership qualities that we needed when we were in a position of needing a dean on short notice. Barry is an exemplary citizen, not only of the university, but of the community, and he's engaged in many, many activities. Probably the most significant that I'm aware of is that he was the inaugural chair of the Niagara Regional Hospital, a very important responsibility. Barry, on behalf of the entire School of business. We want to thank you very much for your outstanding service and wish you all the best. Thank you. Graduates, a few years ago you joined the Brock community as students, and now, as you've just heard, you've become alumni of this wonderful university. This is your alma mater now and forever. I hope you remember and value this relationship more and more in the years ahead. Your conduct and success will add luster to the value of a Brock degree for decades to follow. Our university's future achievements and renown will add to your reputation as well. Brock has become what it is today because generations of graduates and citizens have supported it generously for the difference it makes in people's lives, people like you. I hope you will continue this tradition and help support your alma mater and future generations of students. But all of that lies in the future. Today, your focus is and should be on celebration. Brock University congratulates you, and we wish you all much success and happiness in the future. When this ceremony ends in a moment, we welcome all of you to join us for a reception in the alumni tent, which is located just across the road. We will now conclude by singing O Canada. When our national anthem is finished, will all family and friends remain in place, please, until the graduates and platform party have left the hall. Please rise for the singing of O Canada.